Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killerrodan. And today, I'm going to be doing a video where I'll be discussing a certain subject matter that might seem rather controversial for one reason or another. Which seems very trivial that I would say that because that's almost every video when it comes to this kind of stuff. Whether it's reporting some news or whatever. So when it comes to, in regards to this kind of videos, I seem to be controversial subject matter. I guess, and more to be more exact, is in regards of rap music. And okay, to be more exact, it's more of the explicit lyrics. I prefer that kind of rap music. If I'm gonna be honest here, folks, just don't get me started with the Christian hip hop. I do not like religious rap music at all. Just no, I don't like it. But anyway, it's more in regards of Donald Trump. Okay, what is it this time? But okay, if you see the title of this video, it's basically in terms of what I'm talking about, defending Eminem when he pretty much dissed Donald Trump, rightfully so, because as we all know, Donald Trump is in fact a moron. I mean, granted, sure, he's no longer our president, despite the fact that he said he wants to do it again whenever he has a chance. But no, it's a big fat no. This was filmed as a freestyle rap video kind of a thing in a parking lot. Well, we see him playing as a character of his, Slim Shady, and let's just say he threw a few stabs towards former President Trump at the BET Hip Hop Awards on Tuesday, October 10th, when he pretty much dissed Trump in this type of video, and that's fine by me. And of course, this might be news to you because I actually do like Eminem. But even though I don't really bring it up at all in my channel because, well, okay, for one, it's not really talking about music really. But still, it's something I want to talk about because I like it when stuff like this come up. And it's something I wasn't sure if I was going to actually talk about it really. Because, like I said, it's something I don't talk about all that often. Like, I don't, especially Eminem, even though despite the fact I do like listening to a lot of his music. But still, I thought this was something I would bring up for a moment here because Eminem himself is a controversial figure when it comes to hip hop music anyway. And yeah, he's been part of the BET Awards before, so there's nothing wrong right there, of course. But this was definitely a performance that topped a lot of his other performances. He pretty much tore Donald Trump a new asshole in a freestyle, of course, and he done it rather well. I do think he was definitely bringing up a good case here because, as it would say, that he was just basically trying to say the truth and be honest here. I know this caused a lot of controversy in its own because I know a lot of the Donald Trump supporters got mad at Eminem for doing this kind of a thing. And Eminem himself bluntly said that he doesn't want any Donald Trump supporters to be his fans. Well, it's just pretty ballsy because when you think about it, that's definitely right there. He'd be losing money, sure, because they won't be buying his stuff, but I guess it's more in the principle of the matter, I guess you can say, folks. So that was that. I guess it shouldn't be too much of a big deal anyway because I'm pretty sure that many Donald Trump supporters would actually just buy Eminem's music used anyway. Which means if they bought it used at one of those hand-me-down stores, Eminem wouldn't get a cent. So it's kind of like whoop-de-doo, I guess, in that regard. There you go. But anyway, and they probably would. Some people might want to disagree with Eminem, but probably secretly like him or whatever, I guess. But anyway, he basically slammed on Trump because, the whole bit when Donald Trump wanted to build a wall, immigration, gun control, the NFL, and, so on and so forth. So this kind of thing he will, of course, bring up, obviously. And there's some references to John McCain and the freestyle, of course, name The Storm. And, of course, he just went after, Trump, obviously. So, of course, a lot of people were pretty much on the edge when this kind of thing had occurred, when he really annihilated Trump in this rap song. Good for him. Because, as I said, he's definitely someone that's an asshole, I guess you can say. But like I said, this was filmed in the homeland of Detroit, where uh, he made a reference to black athletes and whatnot. He makes it seem like he's trying to bring a point where how Donald Trump had treated the black athletes and whatnot. So this goes seem like, okay, maybe Donald Trump is a racist or whatever towards some group of people and whatnot. I guess Eminem wanted to make a comment on such a thing to let people know you shouldn't be doing that, of course. And I'm pretty sure Donald Trump was pretty damn pissed off when this had occurred. Well, who cares? Donald Trump is always getting mad at everybody anyway. But yeah, so good for Eminem to bring up this kind of subject matter, because it's definitely something that needs to be talked about. I mean, yes, okay, when it comes to making money, this may not be the best way to actually make a lot of money, because it's going to turn off a lot of people.
Well,
Oh, well, I guess. Oh, well. The truth is the truth, and you can't hide it, I guess. But this doesn't mean that Eminem would stop doing this kind of thing. He just want to be honest, that was all. And if anything, it could actually still help him out to some extent, because it's given Eminem a lot of attention, a lot of spotlight, I suppose. And that's exactly what happened. It gave Eminem a lot of spotlight. So, I guess it was still fine, I suppose. I mean, this doesn't necessarily mean that Eminem is out the woods, really, because considering the fact that he did get a backlash when it comes to the Donald Trump supporters, but then again, that alone isn't anything new, really, because he did create a lot of controversy in the past anyway, so there's that, I suppose. I do believe that Eminem does have the right to say this towards Trump, because he was not a good president. And I mean, it's not that I'm trying to sound hyperbolic myself or anything, but Trump was often considered to be one of the worst, if not the worst, president of the United States history. But yeah, I just wonder why him of all people, why Trump of all people you want to have as a president. I mean, I know a lot of religious people would argue that he was chosen by Jesus Christ or God or whatever. And that's another group of people that most likely got mad at Eminem, because they believe that Trump is the chosen one to lead America and save it, to make it great again or whatever. And that just sounds ridiculous when you think about it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people just, trying to defend Trump anyway, regardless. When a president gets criticized for doing whatever, whether it's good or bad or whatever, regardless, the individual will get criticized. But then again, that comes with the territory, so, I guess grow a thicker skin in that regard, I suppose. So, there's that. But yeah, it's part of the job. There's a lot of stress in a lot of jobs anyway. This is definitely a big job for the country. So, of course, you're going to get criticized regardless of what you do. Whether it's good, intentions, or bad, or whatever, it's going to happen. One individual from the 700 Club, Pat Robinson, whom I brought before in other videos, he actually, okay, assuming the whole, Russian bit was actually true, but he ran on to say it is true, even though they may not be actually it is true, but he was just saying that if Russia actually helped out with Trump's election, that was actually a blessing in a way. Oh, sure, if it helps the religious people out, right? But, you realize that's against the law. It comes off odd, because these were the same individuals who said that Joe Biden and former President Obama had stolen the election. But if stealing the election is in their favor, they seem to be perfectly fine with it. As, of course, Pat Robinson received some quite, let's say, how to word this, questionable sayings. Even, when Joe Biden has officially became the new United States president.
I think the Electoral College has spoken with all his talent and the ability to raise money and draw large crowds. The president still lives in an alternate reality. He really does. People say, well, he lies about this, that, and the other, but no, he isn't lying. To him, that's the truth.
Pat Robertson.
Denial, 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 denial. That's all I kind of really say about when Pat Robinson made that statement. Nothing but denial. I think people wonder why other people think that Christians or any other form of Christianity are filled with a bunch of nut jobs because of like that. So yeah, folks, of course, I know it kind of seems like I moved away from Eminem, but I'm still on the subject matter because many people still support Trump even to this very day. Many of them are Christians, and I'm pretty damn sure they're really sour when it comes to, him, poking his jabs at Trump. I know a lot of them were, really, mad at him for that, folks. And yes, Trump was also said to really be pissing in the face of the veterans who fought for their country, and the whole bit with him saying that they're a bunch of bastards for that, of course, which they are. But yeah, folks, he made a reference to the whole thing where you don't seem to care about veterans. I mean, as in Trump and their supporters, which is sad. The veterans fought for this country, and that's how you treat them when they come back home. I mean, yes, I know there was the whole bit in Vietnam when the American troops returned home, and many people were calling them baby killers and whatnot, which is of course wrong. You don't do that. But this kind of a thing disrespecting the veterans gonna go all the way since back then. But I know that's a different era, but still. Introducing color TV and the fact you can actually see in color the war footage definitely change a lot of aspects when it comes to finding war and whatnot, because you can see a lot more differently, I guess, in that case. But still, I guess you can say, television has a certain power, a certain influence on people. Even with rap music, you can say the same thing with that as well. There's a certain influence in a way. And I mean, of course, this was not the only time that rap music got in trouble, of course. I mean, it goes all the way back. Even at the 90s as well, rap music was always put in a bad spotlight for various reasons. But this video has already gone long enough, because trust me, folks, this video will go much longer if it discusses specific things, of course, from back in the day, from the 1990s and whatnot. And it still happens to this very day, to some extent, I guess you can say. But anyway, I just want to do this video defending Eminem, because I didn't think he'd do anything wrong. So anyway, as always, thanks for watching, and take care. Till next time, see ya. Oh yeah.